It said actions speak louder than words. Secretary of State John Kerry had to stand in for US President Barack Obama, who, for the second time last year, did not manage to make it to a major Asian summit. So what were Asian leaders to think had happened to the much publicized rebalancing or pivot of US foreign policy to Asia? In 2011, the US top diplomat at the time, Hillary Clinton, explained the new direction, saying, "Just as Asia is critical to America's future, an engaged America is vital to Asia's future."
Obama could not come last October because of the government shutdown, because of fiscal difficulties. So this is a big problem for Asia to find this policy of pivot and rebalance credible. We have to see more delivery, and we're not seeing that.
Governments in North and Southeast Asia want the US to help provide military balance to China's assertiveness. Critics say the Pentagon hasn't gone far enough and point out that the US has more limited resources. But Washington doesn't want to antagonize China unnecessarily. Economics lead the way for Washington, which needs to justify the pivot to American voters. But there's not as much urgency for Asian governments. They're confident about their emerging markets' gravitational pull for the US. That's been underlined by Clinton's former Assistant Secretary Kurt Campbell, who recently wrote, "In Asia, economics and security are inextricably linked, and the United States will not be able to sustain its leadership there through military might alone." Campbell has now set up his own advisory and investment firm. Around 740 million people in Asia live on less than $1.25 a day. No mention is made of them in the headlines about trans-Pacific alliances. They're probably not going to notice Obama's visit much, but their governments will be watching closely. It's being seen as the most critical test of the US strategy so far. Veronica Pedrosa, Al Jazeera.